Good morning, friends. Welcome to Take Two for this Monday, the 29th of January, 2019. I'm Jeannie. So happy to be with you this morning. Well, today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about, on this Take Two, a little bit about support. Now, support's one of those big, all-encompassing words. It can mean any number of things. It could mean a piece of elastic you put around your knee to keep it in place, or it could mean a hug from a friend, or it could mean the financial money that you need to have your business or your charity going. Whatever it might be, it's one of those big words, and it does pack a very big punch. Now, behind me, I have a really cool image here of all different people around the world holding hands, and I think that's a great depiction of the kind of support that I'm talking about today. It doesn't matter whether you're yellow, green, blue, it doesn't matter, because we're all the same, because we're all around the world and showing each other support. And that's how I feel about my church family. You know, yesterday we had a great time at church, and then after the service, we all gathered together, as we do every last Sunday of the month, for what we call the Friends and Family Gathering. We all break bread, we all eat, we all laugh, everybody brings something, and it always ends up being such a great hodgepodge of food, and we all enjoy each other's company. Well, then after that, we had our annual, as we usually do every January, our annual church business meeting, so everybody could know where the finances go and how updates on different things that have gone on with missions and with our House of Living Hope that Michelle is the director of, and how we've helped the homeless and the needy, and of course people in our own church family as well as around the world. So it's a really cool time, and the word support just came into my mind, and I thought, you know what? That is how we show support to one another. We love one another. We're all together. There's no infighting. I have to really say, and this is quite odd because in most big churches especially, or even some of the smaller ones, and businesses and even families, sometimes there's a lot of infighting, and they don't show each other support, but rather they tear each other down. And I'm so pleased to say that kind of stuff we do not see. Okay, there might be personality differences and so forth, but for the most part, we really are a supportive, loving family to one another. When my dad passed away in the spring of 2002, it was just a few months after the terrible tragedy of 9/11 had happened at the latter part of 2001. And my mother started to attend a support group through her church in New York. And it took her a while before she got around to it. She just kind of was like, well, I'm not sure if I want to do this, and tell my business to strangers and all that. But we did encourage and did urge her, and she did take the initiative, and she did go. There were a number of people in her support group who had lost loved ones in 9/11, because Staten Island took the biggest hit of all the boroughs as far as residents go. So my father is buried, and now my mother is buried in a cemetery that has a tremendous amount of 9/11 victims in it. And I remember I got to go with her and attend with her. And sitting in that support group, different people sharing their hearts and all that, my mother was so blessed and so encouraged by it that this particular support group she attended had a series of like kind of lessons, and it was a series. And she it blessed her so much and helped her so much that she went through the series twice. And it was a tremendous help to her through her grief process. So when that happened and I attended that grief group with my mother, I decided that it was important for me to get some support as well. So I did the same. I attended a smaller group here locally to help me through my grief process of my father passing away, and it helped a lot. Well, now that my mother is gone, and she's gone 7 months now, I felt like it was important to do the same here, because now I'm completely orphaned. I'm completely without parents. So the grief process is an added component of me being, without parents at all. And of course, there's so much more that needs to be done now that they're both gone, settling their affairs, etc. So I have joined, I'm pleased to say I've joined a great support group. It's not even through my church, it's through another group, but I was introduced to it and I started going to it, and it's helped me tremendously. So support, you guys, support. You can't do it alone. Now, I do know that there are some things you just have to work out in your own heart. I'm not saying everybody out there should be telling you what to do. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying, though, is don't be afraid to reach out and get some support. There's support out there. There are groups. There's anonymous telephone numbers you can call if you just need some help. There's suicide prevention hotlines. Why do you think those things exist? Because people need support. And I am a huge, huge supporter of those going out and getting support. Now, the downside, okay, I'm going to throw a wrench in the works here. The downside of getting support sometimes is everybody's in your business. And everybody's out there trying to tell you what to do, how to grieve. You shouldn't be crying, or you should cry. Things like that. Hey, here's what I got to say about that. Don't let anybody tell you which way or how you should grieve. Support is there so you could see things from all directions, all components, and then make that decision for yourself on how you want to do it. But you know what? It helps to get that support. I have an extended family member who made the decision that he was in fact needed some help because he was drinking too much. And some years ago, he joined Alcoholics Anonymous, and he's never looked back. Decades have passed, and he has stayed sober. How do you think he did that? Well, of course, some of it is will, because you have to make that decision to take the steps. But having that support has been something that has helped him so much over the years. And not only that, but he has in turn gone high up in AA that he helps others as the Friends of Bill W. So I'm so proud of him that he has stayed sober all this time. Support, you guys. Don't forget, that's your buzzword for the week. Don't be afraid to reach out and get some support. So go be a blessing to somebody today. You might end up being the only one who is. Go out there and support somebody who needs you. And also don't forget that if you need some help yourself and you don't know where to turn, private message me, okay? And I will let you know who you can contact to get the kind of help you might be needing, okay? Hey, it might be addiction, it might be grief, who knows? But don't be afraid to reach out to get that support that you need. That's why it's there. Hey, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Jeanne Sigler, JeanneSigler. Hit that subscribe button. And also, last but not least, I need some support of you listening to my radio station, WRMZ.org. Hit the listen button. Okay, everybody, you be blessed. Have a great week. It's a new week. It's a time to start fresh and do good. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.